G'day and welcome back for more of The Collector. And today I'm going to be needing to collect oxygen. Because I have pretty much run out. When I logged in, I was dead. And I discovered that both of the oxygen tanks on board my main ship are completely empty. I think they've stolen a little bit from the Finder oxygen tank, which I've turned on just so that I could get this space pressurized. So those are empty. I do have the Finder's oxygen tank, so I'm not going to die from oxygen deprivation anytime too soon. But it does mean that I've now kind of realized something that I should have realized much sooner. I need to provide oxygen to the clones that I collect. They sound the same. I'm sure they're the same. I'm sure it's the same thing. It's fine. But yeah, I need to provide oxygen to them so they don't die. Which means I'm going to need to have oxygen farms. Oxygen farms consume, I think it's 20 kilowatts of power to run them constantly. That's actually going to add up fairly quickly. It means that I need to have quite a lot of power generation, and I kind of wonder whether this makes it worthwhile adding solar panels to the ship to try and increase the amount of power, well, to create some degree of power generation even when I'm not here. And thankfully, we've now got the new colorable solar panels, so I can put these in a few places where I would never have put normal ones, such as replacing some of the blocks up here, because I've got enough space in these blocks that I've placed on here that I could actually place 2 solar panels on the roof without it dramatically affecting the appearance. So I'm going to start with that, see how much power I might be able to get from them. Don't think it's going to be a huge amount, but at least it's a start to making this something that can sustain itself long term. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to do any full-on solar tracking with this. Actually, I might move that back one more block so the little scaffolds don't get shown. Because that requires a script, and for gyroscope-based tracking, I can't use the custom turret controller, which I could do if I made like some rotor-based array that hangs off the ship. I could have that do proper tracking. But, yeah, probably not. I don't fancy putting that on here. So the reason I ran out of oxygen is that this recording is happening a fair while after the previous one. So I've been sitting in that cryopod, breathing away all of that O2. All that oxygen I had is gone because I breathed it all. It's kind of crazy. I don't think I've ever really run out an oxygen tank where I wasn't accidentally venting large volumes. I think these can fit in pretty neatly here. What I'm now wondering though is whether these ones can fit anywhere. Don't think they'll work. Yeah, I don't really have anywhere that these will fit in. I'm only angling on by one block. If I could keep these in full sun, they could probably collect enough power, I think. Maybe 5 of the oxygen farms. Let's have a look. Flip ourselves around and get these in sun and see how much they generate. About 150 kilowatts. Okay, so that's more like 7 of the oxygen farms per solar panel when they're in full sun. When they're in part sun, it's going to be less, but yeah, maybe I'll be able to get away with 1 solar panel per oxygen farm, and then to give myself net 0 power losses. But honestly, I'm not too fussed about some small power losses, at least at this stage. When I get down to, setting things up properly, I will need to make sure that it's as close to net 0 as possible, because I would like to, I'd like to be able to leave things running forever, if I can. Or effectively forever, and not have to rely on uranium being supplied. But for the moment, that's not too big an issue. So, where would we put oxygen farms on this? The obvious spot to me is hanging off where these connectors are. Push the connectors out another block or 2. I think it'd need to be an extra 2 blocks for an oxygen farm. I'll put it on my hotbar here. Yeah, they're 3 blocks long. So if I push the connectors out 2 more blocks, I could have oxygen farms running down on both sides of this section out the back and just have a whole bunch of oxygen being generated that way, which I think I might do. Makes it not quite the shape I was hoping it would be, but I think it kind of feels like it's the best solution I have. I'm going to leave these ones free of the oxygen farms for now. And because I'm putting oxygen farms in, I need to have junctions. Go 3, and then we'll go to a connection for another ship. Module, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think something like this is going to be fairly efficient for now. And I could consider adding solar panels out the back here too, as other things, but at least this will get me somewhere. The other thing I was thinking of doing was making sure I have plenty of oxygen tanks on board the ship as well. Because having a nice big buffer means that it's possible to go flying off and go collect some more when I need some. If I have slightly miscalculated. Let's move this out of the way so I can place down the other oxygen farms. Whoosh. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was some serious overcorrecting. Alright, let's get this welded up, and we'll see how much oxygen I can generate. From what I understand, it's like 2 or 3 oxygen farms. I think that's in optimal conditions. Will supply enough oxygen for 1 engineer. So I may actually require ice deliveries to keep my collection going. So I'm not sure I can get that many blocks down, but at least if I can get some, it means that the ice deliveries don't need to be quite so frequent. Although, if I'm resting near the planets, it doesn't really matter if the ice deliveries need to be fairly frequent, because I'm near the planets. There's lots of ice there. It's really easy to get, especially if I'm near the moon. End up putting my collection up over one of the poles of the moon. Be easy as to drop down, grab some ice, come back up. Think about that. Because I do like the idea of having a few oxygen farms going, regardless. But whether it's really going to be a feasible way to provide enough oxygen for all the engineers is something I'm doubtful of. I think there's a very real chance that it's just not going to be feasible to have that many oxygen farms. Oh, I've previously said that I don't need much silicon. That's about to change. There's a lot of bulletproof glass in these. I'm having to manufacture loads of them. Alright. 6 oxygen farms made. What oxygen are they creating? 1 liter per minute. Sun is not quite perfectly over the top. Oh well, something I guess. I have no idea how much that relates to the engineer using, even though I've messed with those settings in mods before. They're generating 1 liter per minute. Each. So that's 6 liters per minute. It means every 10 seconds I should be getting a liter, but it'd be every 30 seconds because I've got 3 tanks taking them. Well, these are at 0 right now, so I guess we'll see. Question mark? They're connected, right? I have to pipe that up. I haven't broken the connection somewhere, have I? No. Next up, let's get these jump drives built. Just doing this quickly so I can replace these bits of conveyor without them floating off. Oh, I'm out of silicon. Alright. Asteroid time. Let's go get one. Doesn't really matter what. I can get a small amount of silicon from stone, so I could collect it that way. I'll just head off to the nearest one. Alright, asteroid. Where is the near one? Go to this one just off the side of my path. Don't fly straight at an asteroid, Splitsy. You've made this mistake before. I'm just going to go grab some stone. Hopefully that'll be enough silicon to get me through the next phase, and I'll just periodically check out each asteroid, like whenever I'm needing some. When I go out for stone, I'll see, oh, is there any silicon here? No. So silicon's always one of these minerals that I just never seem to feel like I need much of until I need a lot of it. And then I regret that I didn't collect it when I had the opportunity. And I'm a little concerned that this is going to be one of those situations. And this is exactly that situation. Like, I had opportunities before, and I was like, I need more silicon. I'm not building this thing out of glass. Can't see any materials on the surface here, so I'm just going to grab some stone. Okay, refining stone first, which is getting refined very quickly. While I've been organizing to put it at the front of the list, it has gone from a few 100,000 down to 66,000. Alright, so that's going to be done very quickly. We've gotten a moderate amount of silicon. Gotten almost 1,000 kilos, so yeah, that's alright. I think I'm happy with that. I think I'll just keep moving on. So, I needed those for some bits for something I was building. Alright, the welder. Welders for more jump drives. That's it. Move on. What are we missing for this jump drive? Computers and construction components. Alright. Hey, 2 more jump drives. And last one to be built. Then I can remove this conveyor system underneath and see if I think I can put more jump drives down here or if this is going to be the lot. Does that take me to 6 or 8? Yeah, that takes me to 8. I feel like 8 jump drives is enough. Oh, server restart. I should get... Well, I'm probably going to die anyway. But I should probably secure myself anyway. Just in case... Oh, I should secure my tools. That's what I should secure. Oops, just activated. Dang it. Oh! I'm so... Okay. I was trying to figure out why on earth these 2 tanks kept ending up with some oxygen in them. And I think I know how. Every time I go through the airlock. Because when I close the airlock, there's oxygen in here. Then this sucks it in and it goes to all 3 equally. Oh, that makes so much sense. That was kind of bugger. That was kind of bothering me. I couldn't work that out. So I've got a couple of solar panels which are not in the sun, and I've got a few of the oxygen farms that are in the sun. I move around here, I can get everything in the sun. Not that we really need to worry about it just yet. Let's get at least the oxygen farms in the sun a bit more. Alright, so that was job 1. Get some solar panels, get some oxygen farms going, and see how that's going to work out. Job number 2 was actually just a tiny little tweak that I want to do. So one of the things that I've been thinking about that I wasn't really happy with was this kind of path to the toilet here. I don't like the passage 3 as my option here. But equally, we've got a new cryo chamber, which means that this passage may not be necessary. So if I grind out this cryo chamber and replace it with, it's still on my hotbar somewhere, the new one, the inset cryo room, that creates this extra boundary that I wanted. Which means I can get rid of this passage 3 light. Look at that. It's all still nice and enclosed. But there's still yet another thing I wanted to show off, which would have been an option even if we... Oh. Yeah, I'm going to show it off anyway. I had not realized that was going to do that. Oh, so we're going to get our inset light and grab parts I need for it. The inset light's going to go above me here. I'll have to see whether this looks terrible from the outside. But we go inset light, then we go with... Where's my passageways? And we go with passage 2. And with passage 2, plus the inset light, if I turn off my lights, look at this. This light strip now looks like it emits light. We have, effectively, a passage 2 light. Yes, it takes up 2 blocks, which kind of sucks, but it's something I think I'm going to be making use of more often. And largely because when you're outside of the industrial areas of your ship or your base or whatever, passage 3 just feels a bit too industrial, I guess. And let's just have a look at the outside and see whether I'm happy with this light. Am I okay? That bit showing. You know what? Yeah, I think I am. Cool. So now I have a better... Well, now I have a more concealed cryo room, which I'm happy with. And probably don't need this passageway, but I kind of like it, so I'm going to leave it. And that means this space now feels a bit more complete. That's my living space upgraded to the new style. There's probably a few other blocks I want to put in here in the future, but for now I'm just going to leave it because I would like to try and work on the bottom of the ship now that I can get rid of all those welders because I've got all my jump drives. Now, what is my jump range? 11,000 kilometers. Oh, yeah. Let's jump. Let's do it. Let's start making some headway. The sooner I get to the planets, the sooner I can get my collection going. Now, is this the right way? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Let's jump. Oh, yeah. 11,000 Ks per jump. We're down to 206,000 kilometers to go. And we have traveled a grand total of... Oh, wait, unknown signal. You're making this really hard to read. I think we've traveled 40,000 kilometers. It's... Seriously, it is directly underneath that unknown signal. It's really obnoxious. Turn off the... Wait a second. No. I'll just wait. Wait, this? There we go. Huh? There we go. 40,028 kilometers traveled. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. Let's start ripping this stuff at the bottom. Try not to get myself fried by the welders. Feel like being a barbecue today. So at 11,000 per jump, I need to make another 20 jumps. Okay, that's eminently doable. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I was just about to kind of puzzle through whether I thought it was worthwhile for me trying to add another 3 jump drives for this, but really, 11,000 Ks, I probably don't need to, because if I just jump periodically as I'm doing the rest of this design, I reckon I'll be there at around the time I get onto working on the nacelles. Probably. Oh, man. Alright. Actually, do I want to work on the nacelles now? I should. I think I also need to move it out again. I don't think it's far enough out. I think they need to come out another block or two. Kind of like the size from here, but I think once I'm covering them up, they're just going to be... Oh, let's try and make it work. Let's try and make it work. Alright. So what I want to do is not just have this string of conveyors as my only connection between the nacelles and the ship. I want to make a more significant connection between the two. But I also want the nacelles to feel like they're part of the ship. Like they fit with it. Because at the moment, the design really doesn't. It does make me kind of wonder whether the nacelles could convert to ion. No, I'm going to stick with hydrogen. Hydrogen gives me more thrust. And I've stuck with it for this long. Would feel almost sad to get rid of it. Okay, so for these nacelles, I'm thinking, again, like I've done with each other segment, mirroring a bit of the design of the other bits. And I'm leaning towards leaving these thruster nozzles sticking out. But I'm trying to decide now how thick I want to do the covering on this. Whether I want to try and create a space to put more things in here, or whether it stays as is. The thing is, I think I can only do half block thickness either on top and bottom, or on side and side. Or maybe not. Let's try this. So if we start with a slope here, so we've got something attached to. It's annoying that I use the industrial ones here because the industrial ones don't have attachments on their sides, which make this a lot more tricky. We go with... That goes there. Then we go with... Yeah, right. We go 1, 2, there. Then we go with this little guy here. Then we need the transition piece. There. And that goes there. Then I'm thinking maybe this or this one. That doesn't feel right. I think that needs to go a block forward. I think I'm blocked too far back. This is the kind of idea that I'm going for. I want to see if I can manage to make it tight enough that I don't need to move the nacelles further out. Because I think I'm kind of happy with where they're at. If I move them any further out, I'm just worried I'm going to end up, well, really with too much space. It's a bit of an unusual transition, but it could work to allow me to do this and have it go smoothly on top. No. Don't like it. Don't like this leading edge. It feels like it kind of sticks out into nowhere and it's a bit weird. Yeah, I think this could work. It does look a little bit weird sticking out the way it does, but I think once it's all down, it should look alright. And then I'm trying to decide whether I want to add any extra shaping on top rather than it just being a big flat thing with 2 thrusters sticking out. But I'll place it down flat and then see what tweaks I can do afterwards. Because I've also got to deal with this inside edge and how I'm going to connect to the ship. And that's my next challenge. It's so hard working with this scale. The 3x3 thrusters. In small grid, they feel difficult, and in large grids, they also feel, I don't know, the big thrusters I always find, at smaller scale, really hard to fit in. What do I want to do in terms of linkage? I think I want to grind out these bits, and then probably go with something like this. Go to that, then we go, that'll only get me to there, which is okay, because we're full block thick on the other side. Alright, so if I match the other side, immediately next to the linkage will be full blocks. Going to where thrusters are on the other side, which is there and there. Like that. Okay. Might work. It's whether I'm going to want any height to this connection. Oh, I can't see anything at the big enough distance to get an idea of whether this looks alright or not. That's... alright, let's just keep building and hope. Kind of tucked away anyway. Hard to see regardless. What I'll probably do when I paint this is paint this connection to the nacelle a different color. So it'll probably be a darker shade of grey or something like that, so that it's deliberately not drawing attention to itself. I want it to be something that looks solid enough to connect, but I also want it to be subtle. So, like, I could even do it now. We go and grab a dark grey. Yeah, I'm not sure how I like it at this part. That doesn't... Yeah, I don't quite like that, but continues to there. Let's put this in the sun and just see. In fact, let's weld up these things, then put this in the sun, then we'll see. Yeah, actually. Like, that grey area is in almost full sun now. I move to here, it's in full sun. Yeah. I think that can work. Makes the nacelles look like they're floating out there a bit more, which is kind of what I was after. Yeah, cool. Alright. Sometimes paint is the answer. I'm going to try something up here just to see if this will make this shape a bit nicer. It's not really sitting nicely for me. I think maybe if I bring it to a point rather than bringing it to the 3 flat bits, I'll be happier with this shape. I was looking at it going, should I add something to break up the flat area? Probably, but also... Yeah, there we go, that's better. That's added more interest to the, to the front edge. Yeah, I think the full block height's better too. Alright. More things to replace. Another advantage of going to full thickness up here is I can do other decorative things, add some depth. Because I was just looking at this, it's just so boring and flat on top. If I add some stuff like these pipes and using a ramp here instead to get a different texture on it, I think it's going to make this come together a lot more nicely. Just break it up a bit. I'm kind of tempted to possibly use some stairs on the side for texture as well. If I can finish off these nacelles today, I'll be very happy. Because if I've got this design down, and I've got the main design on the ship down, like once the nacelle's done, I've just got to do this underside, and then the top side, and then copy it. The copying's fine. That's just time consuming. But there's really... Then the ship's kind of finished, and then I can work on my collection ship. The thing that I'm going to send down to actually pick people up. I think will be quite a bit of fun. And then I have to put a call out and say, hey, people, anyone want to be collected? And see how many people show up. I was thinking I should make each of my collection ships take about 14 people, because the servers are limited to 16. So if I'm online, that means only 15. And the chances of it being everybody on board wanting to be collected is pretty small. So I was like, yeah, this should work, I think. With this bit as well. Will this look weird with the front going up to a full block and then this middle section being half block? Oh boy. This is taking a lot of iterations to get to something that I'm happy with. I've tried so many different designs today. I don't even know if the current design is the one that I want to stick with. I think this one is the best I've come up with today. I tried having a thin layer on top. I tried having the top blend smoothly with the sides. I tried having, like, different things down the middle. But I feel like this is probably the best shape that I've got so far for the top. I think I'll stick with it for a while and see if any other ideas come to me, or if I'm still in a position to change it by the time this goes live, see if I get any ideas from you guys that might help me improve it. Maybe my problem with these things is that they're just not long enough for how fat they end up looking once you put the armor on them. Maybe I should be pushing that whole thruster an extra block or two back. That might actually be the problem here. They're too short. Alright. Yeah, okay. Because, like, imagine if this, instead of being 3 blocks left to right, goes 5 blocks and then the thruster's there. Then the thruster will be sticking out level with the back of the ship, so maybe I'll push it back 3. And that actually gives me room to, if I wanted to, put another couple of reactors on board, because there could be a reactor in each of the nacelles. Which, if I've added 2 reactors out there, I've then gotten to a point where I can get rid of all of the engines in here. Wait, did I already get rid of the engines in here? Or are the engines on the outside? Where did I put the engines? Oh, the engines are on the outside. So I can get rid of all 8 of these engines. Not that they use up that much PCU, but I could get rid of them. And then I've got a whole section in the back here to do some stuff with if I want to. Where I could just be focused on oxygen tanks. Replace them with oxygen tanks could be the simplest thing to do, because I do want more oxygen tanks on the main grid. Get rid of all the small reactors and just have 3 big ones. Does mean this first connector here is not usable. Because by the time I push the thruster back, I'll be cooking whatever is attached. Part of me that started being like, ooh, do I really want reactors? Because if I don't have the reactors, I could add ion thrusters out on these nacelles that are directional thrust. And I'm not really that fussed about having ions in every direction. I think I'd rather have the reactors. Plus, if I make this big enough with enough gap, I could actually put solar panels out on these sections. And that'll allow me to have even more variation in how this is set up. I love how this all came from me wanting to do repeated patterns on one side, and then being like, oh, this could be longer. It might be better if it's longer. Where is reactor? So I think I'm still going to stick to the original large reactor. I wonder if it'll weld from here. Yes, it will. And I need to make another 4,000 reactor components. Do I have enough silver for that? I do not. Let's get the silver refined before the platinum then. And I'll probably need to go get more gravel too. Probably should have been refining the silver first, to be honest. Anyway, since it is quicker to refine than the platinum just takes forever. And it's been nice clearing out all of this stuff, because it's meant that I've got so much less weight, and I can jump so much further now. And because all my uranium's refined, I've now got 2,640 kilos. It's pretty good. Am I short on anything else? I got a bit of platinum, a bit of cobalt. Might be starting to run a bit low on the cobalt. Gold's okay. Silver I'm going to be running low on at the end of this. I think I may not have enough. In fact, I think that's a fair chance that I don't. I'm going to need to find an asteroid with some silver. I want to get the reactor built on the other side. But while that one's being built, let's hand weld up this large hydrogen thruster. Yes, that looks more balanced. Now if you imagine the size of that nacelle, it fits the ship heaps better now. Much better. Much. Okay. How far are we through the reactor? Ooh, that's got a while to go. Alright, I'm just gonna go and sit in my cockpit and wait. Just kind of want that to be finished before I start working around it. I have a very... Well, I think it's gonna take a little while. And I would like to have that finished so that I can see what I'm doing around it. Have it fully built. Now that I've put all the thrusters back on, I really hope I don't decide to move this further. Looking at it from above, I do feel like this is about right, though. Like, it's kind of that, I don't know, I don't really know the term for it, but like a trimaran sort of style of thing, but with the pods, I don't know, the balance just seems better with it being that much longer. Like if you look on the right, it kind of feels a bit too squished up. That's how I feel about it anyway. We'll see. We'll see if it works out better, but I'm probably not going to go back from this since I've got this reactor part built. So it's going to be how it is. With the extra space that I was left with, I've managed to sneak in this extra solar panel, which should add some nice texture. But I thought what I might try and do as well is make it so that this pod is not symmetrical in itself. It'll be symmetrical to the other side of the ship, but not in itself. So what I've done is I've kind of cut off one side. I'm hoping that this will make it more interesting without me having to add a whole lot of texture with the textural blocks, because it kind of felt when I was using the windows and other things on there was just a bit too much, well, the pipes mainly, a bit too much texture added. I will probably get rid of this pipe block here if this shape looks like it'll work, especially once I get an idea of what I'm going to do on the back end. Because the back end is going to be different to the front. Yeah, I think that does work. It can. Yeah. Alright. Get the parts we need for this. Put them in front of making this. What have I run out for that? Run out of... Oh, I think I'm out of gravel. Okay. We have to go and find ourselves an asteroid. Yeah, there we go. Bit of texture added. Bit of variation in height. Get rid of this block. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll work. Creates a bit of interest. Something a bit different. I'm happy with that for now. Gotta go find myself some stuff. Now, if I need loads of gravel, I'm gonna do something daring. I'm gonna stick a connector on the back. I'm gonna stick my mining ship on the back. Here. And then I will reverse into an asteroid with my drills on. And see if that can get me enough stone a bit more quickly. Because then I don't have to keep shuffling it back and forth. I just drill. This makes me nervous. I really don't want to crush my mining ship. Right. Step 1. Do a jump. Step 2. Go to nearest asteroid. Step 3. Mine stone. 11,200 kilometers in just under 5 seconds from when that sentence ended. You know what I meant. There we go. We are under 200,000 kilometers to go. Excellent. Why am I getting out of the cockpit? Where is the nearest asteroid? So I need another 20 tons of gravel. How much more silver am I going to need? No more silver. I have enough silver. Excellent. Because I have 11,000 silver. So it's just the gravel. I've got enough silver for the reactors. I've got enough iron. Cool. It is so weird to be repeatedly short of a thing that I usually just throw away. Because it just fills everything up. It's such a different... It's just such a different feeling being in space. Where stone is not everywhere. Which is another way of saying, I've been planet-bound for a very, 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 very long time. But it's largely because I like wheels. I really like making rovers in Space Engineers. SE just does it really well. And it's just fun to me. Oh, what's that down there? That nickel? Oh, it's silver. Okay, apparently, silver looks more yellow than I remember. Let's make this as short a trip to the stone as possible. Because I need to get about 5 or 6 loads. Well, at least if I need to have any windows, I'll have enough silicon for them from this stone, I think. Load number 4. Here we go. Alright, I think that's going to be enough. Let's see. Let's just fill this stone out. Just in case I do have to go out again, or if I leave it in there and then... Just to make sure it's out of there when I next go to use the ship. Refineries, grab the platinum out, make the stone get refined first. So we've got gravel, 3,000, 4,000, 6,000, 7, 10,000. And I need another... No, I still need more. I still probably need another 2 loads of stone. Oh, boy. I want to get it all now. I think I've got enough. I got enough to get the reactor components for the one reactor. I just can't finish the other side. Alright. Let's do at least one more load. There's just something that makes me sad about using a mining ship like this to mine stone. And to do it for gravel as well. It's like, really? Really? I've built so few reactors over the years that I just forget that gravel's actually useful for something. Oh! What the heck? No! No! What just happened? Oh man, this took out a huge chunk of my ship. How did the hydrogen tank explode? What the heck just happened? Oh no. Why? Oh, this is bad. I've got... curse you, gravel! Oh, that... Oh. Sorry, little ship. I think I'm getting rid of you. That's a lot gone. And I don't have any ice, so I can't refuel this anyway. Yep. I think she's gone. So, I guess I will be putting those drills on the back like I thought about. And we'll see if I actually end up needing a mining ship at all. Yeah, rebuilding this is just... I need to rebuild this with ion thrusters, realistically. I'll at least get the components out of it. I'm not going to worry about the stone. Ow. Thanks. I think when I look back at that, I might have clipped some of the armor with my tank. Some of the armor on the main ship. That's my best guess. I thought I was clear of it though. Well, it lasted longer than the first the first mining ship, so it did well. Oh boy. At some point I'm gonna revisit this style of design, even if I don't need to build it here. I'm gonna revisit this style and see if I can do one that's fully decorated. Because this thing didn't ever really get decorated. Just got that little tail piece and that was all. Oh. Okay. Stone in the gravity field does weird things to the ship. Well, the wreck. Oh no, it's floating away. Oh, uh-oh. That's put a lot of spin on it. Get back here. Oh no. Ow.
Critical.
Oh, 1 health. Oh, ow. Well, I've got a shortcut through to my medbay. Can't believe I didn't die then. There we go. No more little mining ship. I have some drills on the back. I have an idea how to make this a little easier to use as well. I'm going to put a second cockpit back here. Let's have it stick out a little bit. And then we go drill. It's going to be best for this, because obviously I'm not going to be able to mine a tunnel out. Oh, well, I'm just going to do a cross. Oh. I can't believe how much of my main ship that took out either. That's crazy. I was really lucky it didn't take out anything critical. Because it could have taken out my medbay. Like, my medbay is now exposed, so it was close. Alright, drill's done. Let's gently move this round. Away from the rock. See how long it takes before I snap this apparatus up. Or hit something more important like the tanks on top. Because if they go off, I'm in big... Ooh, there's ice on this asteroid. This is good. Might use these drills to grab a whole bunch of that too. At least the drills have pretty good collision tolerance, so I can smack them a little bit and it's usually okay. Alright, how much stone have I got? Oh, probably enough. Yeah. I think that'll get me enough of the gravel to make the rest of the pieces for that last reactor. So I've got, what, 4,000, 5,000, 9 or close to 10,000 gravel left, and I've still got, yeah. Okay, we're good for gravel. Let's see if we can grab some ice. See if this thing, if this let's see if this dangly bit off the back, since I can't say protuberance for some reason, is long enough to reach the ice. Really do get so much more from the large grid drills when they're connected up to a large cargo like this. If you're able to surface mine and you've got, like, this is just so much quicker than using that mining ship, which is sad because I really like my little mining ship. I still like it. It just doesn't exist anymore. Does it have to be past tense? I don't know. But yeah, when you've got a large deposit that's on the surface, having large grid drills connected to large grid cargo containers really is a lot quicker. Like large volumes of things. Hadn't really appreciated it after losing that first miner because it would have been, you know, pretty effective. But definitely appreciate it now that I've lost the small grid one. And go from it immediately to collecting stupid amounts of stone. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is make a big enough hole that I can reach that ice. I know it's going to make my jump range a lot shorter if I end up collecting a whole bunch of it, but I think it would be good to collect a whole bunch of it and fill up my tanks and fill up my oxygen as well. Even though the oxygen farms, I think, are having an impact there. That's not how you spell oxygen. Oxygen tanks, where are we at? Genuinely don't know. Don't know what it was before. I don't know. And I'm breathing it, so I don't know if I'm actually gaining any or not. I can actually do this somewhat effectively from first person too. I couldn't get a clean angle to see, and actually turns out this is easier for some of it. I'm a little worried I'll clip something on the top or bottom while I'm in this view, but I had pretty good margins around me. The last was looking in third person. Alright, how much ice do I have? 419,000. I reckon that'll do. Get out of this little cockpit. Let's go to the main one. And just ignore the fact that there's a giant hole in the ground. Floor, you know what I mean. Because I am going to jump. After I do this. Second minder lost. 7,000 Ks. Alright, let's do it. Ah, boy. Why? Alright. Now we're away from the scene of the tragedy. I can fix up this floor. Guess this gives me the option of getting rid of the front-mounted connector as well. Okay. I think pretty much everything is replaced or repaired now. Good, good, good. Well, I managed to get this reactor done. I have not managed to get the nacelle done because I got very distracted by needing to get all of that gravel. But I think I'm well on my way. Next time I should be able to finish off this nacelle and then hopefully have a pretty good shot at getting this junk off the top. Moving it all down inside. Assuming I did actually leave space for the extra hydrogen tanks. Oh no! Oh no 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 off off hydrogen oxy no H2 yes off yeah they're trying to fill my tanks. I don't want to fill my tanks. No! I almost entirely filled my tanks already. Arrgh. No. Well, that happened. My oxygen tanks are full. My hydrogen tanks that I'm going to be throwing away are also full. That's great. That's just what I didn't want. Poop. I forgot. Well, I mean, it's just some wasted ice. How much do I have left? How much is in the O2H2 gens? Plus 369,000. That'll be fine. So I could actually grind those off now. I won't. I will try and use up some of that hydrogen while I'm doing other stuff. But yeah, next time I'm going to finish off my nacelle. I'm hopefully not going to blow up part of my ship. And I'm hopefully going to make a few more long jumps. Unfortunately, my jump drives are not ready to do that right now. This is all that, and plenty more to come. And I will see you then.